For my Intertext assignment, I'm going to be performing two different texts. The first being Imagine by John Lennon, and the second being a commentary about this song from a conservative talking head named Ben Shapiro. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Now, what he just said is the most immoral thing you could possibly say. This is the most selfish morality possible, okay? If everybody lived for today, they would screw everything in sight and kill all their enemies. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Religion is the cause of all the world's ills. Right. Communism and atheism murdered 100 million people in the century that he was writing this. They were busy murdering people in China as he was writing this garbage. There's nothing worth killing or dying for, really. How about the torture of children? How about the murder of 100 million people? Is that worth killing or dying for? Let's read one more stanza of this before I hurl myself through a window. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing the world. This is such childish philosophy. This really is something you would hear from a third grader, but leftists thinks it's so deep. They think the stuff that 7-year-olds say is just the depth of what humankind is, and it really is evil. You should not take your moral advice from small children, okay? Life isn't fair. People do bad things, and as soon as you acknowledge these two things, none of this makes any sense. So that's the end of my intertext. So for John Lennon's song, I wanted to read it as a poem, like spoken word. Pauses are really important, and just provide the sense of like the calming nature of, I mean, obviously Ben Shapiro disagrees with me, but I feel that this song is, there's something very relaxing and very reassuring about it, very like wholesome. I think that John Lennon's intentions were good, and I tried to portray that in my reading of his lyrics. And with Ben Shapiro, I tried to act as an angry, bitter man, and one who just completely misreads the message of the song and comes up with a conclusion, quite frankly, the opposite of what the artist was trying to portray. And I did this through rolling my eyes and emphasizing the political nature of his message, talking about the left versus the right and just the evilness somehow that he interprets with these lyrics. And I tried to just act as someone who really thinks he knows what he's talking about, even though it doesn't really seem like he does.